Alrighty, hey everyone, hope you guys are all having a lovely day. Loki is over here wagging his tail, trying to say hello as always, but instead he's getting his toy to say hello to you guys with. So, Loki, he may be up here in a second. Yep. Come on. Oh, he wanted me to throw it. But yeah, Loki says hello. Okay, good boy. Yum. Okay. All right. So, hey everyone. Hope you guys are all having a good day. Loki's running outside to go have a good time here. Bitcoin broke out again, which was surprising to me. I thought we might be looking a little bit more of a downside here, but man, we had this like a little bit of a dip and rip type of thing, and so far Bitcoin is holding post breakout. We have come back down a little bit, but we'll be talking about that a little bit more. Today's stream is going to be a little bit longer here, and what I want to do with you guys is just answer any questions you guys have as far as technical analysis and stuff like that. We're going to be vibing for a little bit, I assume. I got myself a cigar or two to smoke with you guys before I go out tonight and hang with some friends. And then if you guys have questions related to crypto market, stock market, economics, global events, whatever, we can have a chill time talking about all that type of stuff. I'm going to go down and just kind of see if anything new is happening in the market so far. Then after that, we'll be kind of diving into a bunch of other stuff, okay? So, to get started with everybody, Bitcoin broke out, looks very beautiful. The 4-hour chart is now back to being bullish here. Stochastic RSI and the MACD all looking very good right now. On top of that, the breakout structure continues here for a nice little higher high. We are grinding along, and we hit that like $97,000 support, resistance level I was talking about, and so far we haven't been able to hit it. Yesterday there was an order block right here that was causing us a little bit of discomfort, and it wasn't the best little thing, of course, but at least we broke out, we hit it. Possibly over the next couple days we can try to break out above it. The momentum still seems to be going higher and higher and higher, and I do like that a lot. Right now we're at 96,500-ish, 96,566. I would say things are actually pretty darn good, right? Pretty darn good. Now, as far as the rest of the market here, look at this 4-hour chart, then look at everything else as far as the NASDAQ, the Dow Jones, the NASDAQ, and the SPY. They are all coming up as well. Not to the same degree as Bitcoin, I would say, because there's earnings reports and stuff like that. But you can see that this is Bitcoin's 4-hour chart. It's a little bit better than the SPYs, wouldn't you say? A little bit better than the stock market, a little bit better than the Dow Jones. I think Bitcoin's the best performer so far. We also got things like Ethereum still grinding up here bit by bit. I would say Ethereum really isn't having the big boom that Bitcoin is, but that's the same for a lot of stuff here. Unfortunately, right now, Bitcoin really is just growing that dominance, but at least altcoins are still making some moves as well. You got a few altcoins going higher, a few that kind of just going sideways, but if you look at this 4-hour chart, just let me go down the list very fast. Dogecoin building back up, Trump token even building back up there, Melania gave back all those gains with gaining again, Bonk doing fine, Miro doing fine, Baby Doge. So you can see, that we're seeing some good moves here. Of course, more capital is going to flow into Bitcoin just because it is Bitcoin here, and those institutions do love a good Bitcoin. But She, Pepe, Floki, Milady token, they're all having some really nice moves right now. So don't forget about some of these. Even Crow's doing okay, not the best. Dot's doing okay. Dogelon Mars, Injective, ICP not really doing too much. Turbo that we talked about a couple weeks ago. Turbo still making some good moves here. I'm like 80-90% out of this trade right now, but I'm holding 10%, and that last 10% is making me very, very excited to hold on to it because I'm wondering if this will keep on going higher. And of course, I had a 10x leverage on this one, so it gave me a little bit of a better profit. I was up around 100%, 1,000%, excuse me. So I think I bought sometime around here, maybe during breakout and it kind of watched it go up a little bit more. So something around like 1,000% maybe even higher than that now actually. But overall, I think most people are having a pretty fun time this weekend so far. As far as what everything else has been doing right now, I'm just going to go over a few different assets here. The only thing that I really saw that I might say, hey everybody, if you want to do some day trading, check some of this stuff out. Walrus, which I haven't really messed with so much, but give it a shot if you guys want to. Sonic I've seen before, never traded, but I've seen it here. Quant is always a fun one for a lot of you guys who trade. A lot of you guys bring that up constantly actually. And you got virtuals, which we were talking about yesterday as well. A few other things making minor moves like 5%, 4%. I do like the way those are going. And of course, we still have a few that are going down. I would say these are the ones that were having very good days over the past few days, and they're just cooling off, because you can see for all of these ones that have negative days today, they've all had pretty positive weeks overall for the last 7 days. So, you know, I don't consider those to be like real losers. I think it's just people taking profits and rotating into those new tokens that are making those really nice moves. Excuse me, guys. I got water again because I know I'm going to be smoking a cigar with you guys in a few. But my goal was to speak a little bit slower, but I'm not having a good time doing that as of late. I've been trying, though. I've been trying. All right. Couple things here, guys. Tomorrow we have some jobs numbers coming in, U.S. non-farm payrolls, U.S. unemployment rates, and U.S. hourly wages. This will be a little bit of inflationary data right there. This will just be like, oh my God, is the economy really going into recession? We're expecting 133,000 jobs for last month. We'll see if that actually does come to pass. I do expect volatility coming from that number tomorrow. So if you guys have trades, just make sure your stop loss is in place. I don't think you have to really go out every way to do much. Just be aware that there is going to be that volatility really around the morning hours. I think it's probably going to come out at 5:30 a.m. my time, 8:30 on the East Coast. So 8:30 a.m. East Coast time. You know, most of us will be asleep during that time because we're normal. But if you guys happen to be awake on the West Coast, you know, pull up CNBC and see what the data says. You'll find it on their website, or basically I just go to the YouTube channel because I hate to watch all the ads they have on there. So that'll be that for that. That'll be it for that, excuse me. As far as earnings, and I think one of the reasons Bitcoin has come down a little bit today, and not a lot, just a little bit after some of these hours, was because we had some rough earnings reports coming out. Apple shares fall, Amazon issues light guidance, right? Amazon falls short on cloud revenue. Let me see if I can just poke down here to a few of the other ones. Airbnb issues disappointing revenue guidance for a second quarter. Block shares plunge 18%. Right? At least Reddit had some good earnings, but Reddit's a little bit more of a smaller company. I bought into the IPO a while ago, but I don't know if I'm actually making money on it yet or not. That's one of those longer term things, right? I'm hoping that eventually Reddit will allow video like YouTube and it'll just be a better system. But yeah, so nothing really else besides like bad news, I would say. Trump says any country that buys oil from Iran will not be allowed to do any business in the United States. He's been saying that for a minute, so we'll figure it out. Nvidia says Anthropic is telling tall tales in its defense of US AI chip restrictions on China. China's getting closer and closer to getting some chips to our quality, so China's advancing pretty fast, which means our companies might not be able to sell all of our chips to around the world, and it may have competition, and competition usually results in lower prices. That's kind of the gist I'm getting here, right? Look at this hour chart, though. You can see the volatility that we've been looking at here. So far, we've had a nice breakout. So far, we are holding up. 4-hour chart looks fine to me right now. We're still bullish, bullish, bullish. The daily is bullish, bullish, bullish. Kind of iffy right here on the stochastic, but I think if I just zoom in a little bit, it's bullish, even if it's just by a hair. So, you know, we can take that. And then lastly here, guys, let me get out of here very fast. Weekly's not good yet, but again, it's getting there. I should probably show that to you guys too. It looks like next week we'll turn bullish green if we're lucky. Let me go back over here. And then I wanted to show you guys the Bitcoin dominance. That's what I was saying earlier. Even though Bitcoin's still doing great, altcoins are just not getting as much money put into them as Bitcoin is right now because of what happens with institutions. So Bitcoin dominance is still going higher. But if you see like how fast we are climbing on this sucker, it probably will take like a month before we start to really hit that level. Then once we start to get rejected, you should see a pretty good push up for altcoins here. So I'm kind of going after the Benjamin Cohen channel here and how he talks about Bitcoin dominance, but I do think it's appropriate to start dollar cost averaging a little bit heavier. So what I think I'm going to do is, I already have bags, you guys know that. I may buy a little bit more and average down on some of those, but I think I'm really going to look for some new tokens I might not have traded for a while. So I think Saturday, I'm going to come out with a video talking about the top 5 high risk tokens to buy or something like that, or top 5 meme tokens. Then Sunday will be the top 5 AI tokens, and you know, top 5 DeFi whatever they may be, right? So I think we'll have fun with it. I'll just kind of mention the market cap, what they do, and if you guys want to buy them, feel free to. If you guys don't, that's awesome too. I think we're going to have some fun with those, just like we had with Turbo and a few of the other tokens we were talking about the other week. Although I would say Turbo was the best performer so far, right? The best performer. So keeping on this Bitcoin dominance, we're not there yet, but we're doing fine. Also, because the economy's slowing, we're seeing oil prices continue to go lower. We're back to the lows we saw a few weeks ago. And look at that. You know, we're still coming down. So if the economy keeps on looking weaker and weaker, we could have cheaper gas. But I don't know if gas has necessarily been as cheap. Let me see. AAA gas prices USA. Average is 318.6. Yesterday was 318.2. A week ago was 317. A month ago was 320. So I guess month over month we're going cheaper here, but not what I want to see. I want to see gas prices really come down a little bit more, and we're not really seeing that here. I want to go from national. Washington State. Damn, Washington is just more expensive than the rest of the country here. That sucks. Well, you know, that's Washington for us. $1 more, over $1 more than the rest of the country. You know, I guess we have that in common with the Californians here, right? Okay, so that's all I had to talk to you guys about today. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Looking for a nice pump here. I know everybody has their mixed feelings right now, but it's just better to wait for this stuff to kind of figure itself out. The fact that Bitcoin's weekly chart is on the verge of a bullish type of thing here, I am very excited to see where we can go from it. Yeah, I mean, we're in the process of a breakout. Like I said before, and it's my opinion that we're going for a lower high, then we're going to try to consolidate for a while, then go higher. But sometimes, you know, Bitcoin can surprise even me, like this break that we had today, and we just keep on going higher. So I already have positions in case we do go, but I'm being patient about this one just because I am waiting for rate cuts and everything like that. One of the interesting things I think I was able to see here on, let me see if I can figure out if it was this page or not. Yeah, so, oh no, I was gonna make a video about it, but I'll explain it right now. So if you go over to CNBC, actually let me just go over to my Opus clip thing because I have it already built out in there. Let's see, Opus clip, no. Okay, so I'm not gonna play this here, but I was doing some work with Opus earlier today, and I cropped up a video of what was happening on CNBC today, and one of Trump's guys said basically, we think the bill is going to be passed, the tax cut bill and all that type of deregulation, all that type of stuff. They think it's going to be passed in July. So if it's passed in July, that kind of helps us out as far as having a really blockbuster summer as far as getting the markets back up. And by markets, I mean we're going to be in Bitcoin, of course, but altcoins, because altcoins are where that juicy money is for us. So typically, at this point in time, it's still buying season, I would say, for most people, if they're looking for like a few months down the road. But we're going to have rate cuts coming, then tax cuts coming. That should juice us up enough to see assets really start to blast off, I think. This is all going to be happening during a backdrop of a slowing economy, of course, but we haven't teetered off to recession just yet. So we may be lucky enough to have all of these tailwinds push Bitcoin up. And of course, by the time we hit that Bitcoin dominance Fibonacci level that we've been talking about, we should see a really nice move for Bitcoin. So I'm not anticipating anything massive to happen maybe until next month, or maybe later this month, but I still think it's a great opportunity to start averaging into some positions if you guys want to, or if you guys are waiting, you guys can simply just wait for that MACD to turn green. That usually solves a lot of issues as far as we're concerned. We'll have to see if there's any more tariff news. I would say that's the biggest caveat to all this. If we have bad tariff news, everything will crumble, and it'll crumble fast. So let's not have that, right? Excuse me. And hey, Neo, hope you're doing well. Nervin, happy to see you as well. I'm hoping Bitcoin does well today. It looks like so far we're doing okay. We're just in a small channel here. I don't think, I mean, since I'm morning talk here, basically, I can hop over to this way. But right now, you know, we're consolidating after a nice little breakout. We're going to have another breakout here pretty soon, and you'll see Bitcoin try to rise back up above 97,000 bucks or so. How far do you think Bitcoin can go? I mean, right now, that next level of resistance up here is around 99,475. I don't think we're going back up to all-time highs right here unless something crazy happens. But we are having a good move so far. I'm more in scale-out mode for my swing trades here. I'm not really in heavy buying mode. When I'm talking about dollar cost averaging and stuff right now, that's for stuff I want to sell maybe in July or August sometime, a little bit of time there, which means you don't have to do leverage if you don't want to. But if you want to do 2x leverage or 3x leverage, you can make some good money as long as you have an exchange that doesn't, like, you know, try to take out so much in fees and stuff like that. Please drop a list of altcoins with low market caps that we can all buy to enable us position for the bull run. Yeah, I'm going to come out with that on Saturday. So what I'll probably do, two things here. I was going to make a flashy video, but even when I edit the videos nicely, nobody watches them. So I'm just going to put out a video, and I'm basically just going to go over a list of everything. I'm going to put like $100 in to see how it goes, and we'll do it on like coinmarketcap.com, a little list. And what I may be able to do, or maybe we'll do this, and in the video itself, maybe I can, yeah, so what I can do, it's kind of hidden right here behind my head. You see there's like a little link. I can copy this link and share it underneath the video so you guys can see it if you want to, which I think will be very nice. These are all coins I've been watching for a minute, but I'll make maybe a 20. I'll do something like 20 tokens that you guys can check out and see if you guys want to do them. I'd recommend going to the website, seeing if you like the market cap, that type of stuff. You can see a lot of the tokens right here. They're at 80 million market cap. That's very, very low. Get 100 right here. That's still pretty low. And, you know, the only high one really is Deep Book Protocol. Everything else is very, very, very small here. So I'll have to put up a list. I'll do market caps under 500 million maybe. Those are still what I would consider like cheaper ones, you know. And then from there, you know, you can decide if you want to buy any of them. I think I'll give maybe a little bit of a spiel on each one. So I'll go through the list of all of them, and then I'll just open up the website, talk about what they do, the market cap, and well, it'll be the market cap. Then I'll go over the website, what they do, and what exchanges you can buy them on, I think. And I think that'll be a good thing for us to do as well. So keep a lookout for that. It'll happen Saturday. Fridays, sorry, making sure I'm not rolling over Loki. Fridays, I'm typically taking off, so I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow. I will be putting out content for you guys. I'm still in the process of building it out, how I want the thing to go. But with Opus Clip is basically cutting up all my videos. This is the thumbnail version. Yeah, it's cutting up all the videos I want to, so I'm going to do an intro. I'm going to play this video, then I'm going to explain what it means and why it matters to the market. And I'll be doing this every day. One will be more political, one will be more economical, right, or economic focused. And so far I've seen stuff that I've liked from it. I know this isn't a lot because I'm just getting back into making like long form content here, but I know I'm not making any money off this obviously, but you can see how this is the average. People that watch my channel normally stalls out, right? This is when the algorithm hit it, and you see how it's starting to go back up a little bit more. Now again, this is not a big boost, but if I do this over and over and over again, usually YouTube will promote this to more people. And so the fact that I'm getting the algorithm boost right now after the notification boost, I would say, this is a good sign for me to keep doing stuff. And this was about Trump saying that he wanted to be Pope. It was a joke, by the way, but me talking about that, and it was like 2 minutes long, 2 minutes and 26 seconds. The goal is to have them be around 5 minutes for now, and then a month from now, when I'm getting more familiar and used to it, I'll be up to 8 minutes, which I think could be good. But this is definitely a slow process for me, so give me some time. I'm enjoying the way I like it. I was going to do actually a video for you guys today, but I forgot my grandmother came over with my cleaning lady, and my cleaning lady was doing my garage. So now I can officially, as an adult, park my car in my garage. And maybe it's just years of like poverty or whatever, you know, growing up. I have never really seen too many people, maybe besides my grandparents, who have actually parked their cars in their garage. It's usually those people like who have a bunch of boxes and stuff because they use it as a storage. But like I have like not one but 2 sheds in my yard, and I just haven't had the time to really move things over, especially since my ankle's messed up. Like my ankle hurt walking down the stairs just now, and I was like, what the heck? This happened in February, and it's like May. I'm not as spry and young as I used to be. The last time I rolled my ankle pretty bad was back when I was in college, and that healed up within like a month, maybe 2 months, because I had a cast. Yeah, I probably should have had a cast this time around as well. All right, so what I'm going to do very fast is back up out of this because I zoomed in too much to you guys' comments. And hey, really happy to see my man. Same with you, Haram. Hope you're doing well. Digital K, happy to see you. I got to think of different things. I hate saying the same thing over and over, but I mean it, right? Should I transfer my alt into Bitcoin until altcoin season starts? I'm not doing that. I typically just like to keep all my coins separately. For me, it depends on how you want to frame this. So are you holding for the long term, or are you holding for a swing trade? If you're holding for a swing trade and your altcoins have already made a good amount of money, you can rotate those back in. If your time horizon for selling these types of things is like sometime in August and May, I'd probably just leave everything alone for now. But if you were thinking more of a swing trade, like you bought down here, looking to sell over here, yeah, that's probably the better thing to do. I don't do it, but that's typically the better thing to do. For me, it's just like tell a bunch of tax reasons and things like that that annoy me. So I was just like, you know what? Leave it be, make it easier for my account. Any new stocks I've invested in? No, not really. I mean, I've been doubling down on certain positions I've already had, right? Because if you go look at everything, it's still been pretty choppy. I bought a little bit more ExxonMobil. I'm not sure if that was the wisest thing to do, to be honest, but I bought some because it's something I hold for the long term. And I guess, you know, if I go back over here very fast, go over to my YouTube Breakouts page. Right? It's at the bottom of its channel, so I was like, okay, we're so at the bottom, can buy a little bit more. It may even break down here eventually, but I was like, you know what, that's fine. I do this for the dividends. I know they're looking not as good right now because of the oil prices coming down, but I want to have more of it. Plus I had some more capital I need to deploy, and oil is always the best, and ExxonMobil is the best of all the gas companies, if you ask me. I still haven't gotten into Tesla. We talked about this before. It was kind of more of a swing trade here. But for longer term stuff, Meta, buying into this one. Microsoft, bought more of that. I'm of the opinion I should sell my Microsoft actually right now. MasterCard, bought more of that, and I bought more Visa as well. Funny enough, I bought some, if I can find it here. Do I not have it on this list? I probably don't. This is Visa, by the way, but should be here. Oh, there it is. Home Depot. I bought some Home Depot to see how this is going to go. Hit an order block right here. I expect it to consolidate a little bit longer, but I think the housing market's going to pick up here soon enough where they're going to feel like they need more houses. And I'm hoping that'll be the case. We'll have to see. There's a pretty strong level of support kind of around here, you know? So we'll see if that actually manages to hold on or not. You know, we'll see. This one's a little bit more of a longer term thing. Short term, it's all tech. It really is all tech. I sold some Robinhood off the other day though. Remember when we bought it way down here when it was crashing and burning? Oh, around $10. Yeah. Let me go to the daily chart. That's the monthly chart. I sold some off. It was at a local high here, so I was like, why not? Had good earnings, but this thing is too high for its own good, if you ask me. This kind of just follows Bitcoin nowadays anyway. Anything else I've been buying? I guess healthcare. Humana. This thing's been down on its luck, but it's at a support level. I'm waiting to see if this will have a larger move. It's already had its death crosses and everything. It's slowly finding its way back up. You can see right over here, right? Choppiness, 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 but bottomed out right there. Moving higher bit by bit, a little bit there. This is more of a dividend play though. But I would really say there really hasn't been much I've been super excited about as far as the stock market. There's a few things here or there. I think most people are trying to day trade, what's that stock right? GameStop right now. But I don't know if that's actually going to be really lucrative for most people out there. And hey, the Dolphins. Yeah, I'll do some streams with you guys probably starting Monday. I'm getting started with a new sponsorship for an exchange here pretty soon. And I'm going to use some of these 2 to 3 hour long streams to basically just open up trades. Like, remember a few seconds ago I talked about how Bitcoin's going to break out here, then try to go a little bit higher, and it's in the process of doing that right now. Well, we'll see. It still hasn't broken out the way I was thinking breaking out. Oh, we're on a 15-minute chart. That's why 15-minute chart looks different than everything else. When I was looking at it earlier, I was thinking more something like that, right? But I think, yeah, starting on Monday, I'm basically going to put maybe between $2,000 and $5,000 in an account to trade with it. Because I'm working with the exchange, I won't have to really pay fees as much as the average person, but I will be paying them, I assume. Like, they give me like a VIP level type of thing, right? And then what I'm basically going to do is just try to, with the longest streams, I can do a video with you guys. These will be maybe 5 to 10x leverage positions. These will be on altcoins here. We'll be looking at Bitcoin first, seeing which way it's going. And then, of course, we'll try to hop in here. Usually, I only trade during certain times, as you can imagine, because of how I like momentum to go. But let's say that we find something that's popping off here, and it happens to be on the exchange. Like right now, Turbo's moving up, right? We go over here to the 5. We see a nice clean breakout. Maybe we buy right here and we sell. Like we buy in that breakout, then we sell right up here, and we take our profit. Maybe it goes higher. Maybe we scale it a little bit. But that type of stuff I think will be pretty fun. I don't want to do extreme leverage though, but I'll try to grow their account pretty rapidly in this one. And we'll just be day trading, and maybe with the profits we make a whole new wallet or something where we can invest in the YOLOest of YOLO tokens. But I gotta wait on that exchange, and that's primarily because because of the Trump administration's like deregulation of crypto, there are exchanges that are allowed to come back, and this is one of those exchanges. So they're basically doing all the programming stuff right now to allow all of you guys to sign up using your Google, it says like sign up using Google, like you click the little Google link and everything automates because it's already in your Google account, like that. Right now, in order to sign up in the United States, you have to like manually type in your email address in your email, and I think that feels so old school to me. But I clicked the Google button first, right? So I want to make sure that's good before I start promoting them. I tested out the exchange; it's actually pretty fun. Let me see if I can actually bring it up here very fast while watching Turbo. You guys know how I feel about aesthetically pleasing exchanges. It's something I really need. Hold on a second here. There we go. I need to hide this back over here. There we go. But yeah, so basically it looks like this. They got a bunch of stuff here. Copy trading, earn, rewards. I do like the rewards thing. And what I did back in the day with JumpX before JumpX shut down, because JumpX was weird. They literally decided, hey, we're not making enough money as an exchange, so we're just going to close down the exchange. It wasn't to run on the bank and that type of stuff, but they literally just closed, which is something very weird. But I guess that's investors for you. This one, what they've allowed me to do, which I enjoyed last time, is so let's say you guys sign up using my link, and this isn't set up right now, so don't even worry about it. Let's say you guys sign up using my link. What I can do is I can say, hey, for those of you guys who sign up and that want to sign up, of course I'm not forcing anybody, but want to sign up using my link for the next 30 days, for as long as you're trading on Ascendex, you guys would basically get 10% off of all of your fees. So that means you pay the fees, but every day, like the next morning or whatever, you'd get whatever you paid in fees for that day, you'd get 10% back in USTD. That's basically how it works. I think what I'm gonna do is give you guys like 10% or 20%. I may say for the first week it's 20%. After that, the month after that is 10%. The month after that is 5%, and then after that it just goes to 0, something like that. And that'd probably be the best way to go. But I want you guys to be able to get some nice nice discounts and whatnot, for like, you know, using my link and stuff like that, because I'll be putting out a tutorial about this. I'll be doing a bunch of stuff pretty soon, which is gonna be pretty cool. You get the points and stuff like that, deposit $100, whatever. It's the same stuff that most exchanges have, right? But I just want to make sure you get more bang for your buck, because of course fees, well, I guess they have lower fees. There's still fees, so that means I still want you guys to not have to pay as much. Because remember, the way influencers make money in the market, and I've explained this at length, the way influencers make money in the market is they make you sign up for these exchanges, which I am in the process of doing, right? But we don't make money when you sign up. We make money when you trade and you do volume and you get fees. That's how we make money. But the way that they do it, that I don't do it, is they tell you all this crazy stuff like, oh my God, it's time to buy now. You got to go crazy now. This is the, think of Crypto being hyped up 24/7. The volume that man generates must be absolutely freaking insane. I don't do that because I want you guys to steadily grow your portfolios and make money, you know, over time, which I think is the best way to do it. But if I were to hype you up, damn, you know, I'd be making some bank. Let's see. And hey, GT, what about the music? I don't know about the music. I cannot hear it. So let me put it up to my ears very fast. Let's see. Doesn't sound like an alarm clock. I'll turn it down a little bit. There we go. Or maybe I can go over here, playlist. What's a good thing? Pop? Pop? Seems like it's playing the same music though. Yeah, pop. Oh, it is, yeah. I don't like pop music apparently, according to this. Let's see. Here, how about this? I still have some time. Pretzel Rocks. Am I already signed in with this? No? Let's see. Sign in with Google. I think I still have an account with these guys. And maybe hip hop is never bad on this one. EDM? No, but that is voices. And I clicked instrumental into still voices. Lo-fi doesn't work. I'll stick with hip hop, I guess, and just skip to the next song. Yeah, that'll have to do. That'll have to do. And hey, Puma, happy to see my man. As far as stocks, what are my thoughts on Target? I think TGT, that is correct for Target. Damn, Turbo is going. Let me see right here. Oversold, below support. What about this support level way down here? That's what bounced off of. Let's go to the monthly chart. This thing's pretty nasty. Still pretty bearish, the monthlies. It's trying to find a bottom over here on the weeklies, which is nice. I think Target's in trouble for some reason, aren't they? Didn't they do something with DEI? This could be more than a DEI target. Is that what it was? Here we go. Arizona Republic. Why are people boycotting Target? Here's what to know about protesting if it's working. Lent boycott. Okay. The changes including ending a program aimed at helping black employees advance in the company and supporting black-owned business. When the rollback was announced, Target said it already planned to end it. Okay, so they're facing some issues besides just the overall economy. I anticipate the tariffs weren't a good help for them at all as well. Earnings looked like they were okay. The last quarter, Q1 date May 21st, so that's still a little bit of time away to help out with earnings. Let's take a peek here. Earnings there in March were... Oh, that's a weird earnings calendar. Okay. March did not go well. Here went okay. I'm guessing tariffs really freaked everybody out there. You know what? I'm just going to say this thing doesn't really do well usually with earnings reports here. There's 2 over here, but that's it. Gap up for those 2 earnings for most. Oh, even over here it was still okay. I might say it's an okay opportunity to scale into this. Did I put on a... The fuck did I put on here? Why do I have a VWAP? Okay. I don't think that was Bollinger. I think that was an anchored VWAP, I think. But yeah, so I think it's okay for an entry position. I wouldn't go heavy, but I would basically wait for the bounce. So this is more of a swing trade here. Wait for the bounce to kick off, and then I'd probably sell somewhere around the range of 115 to around 120 bucks, around there. That'd be my price target. That would give you a pretty nice return if you could hold for a few weeks. That'd bring it back up around 23%. I could see that happening. Earnings isn't for a while, so you're probably buying right now in anticipation of those earnings. And then, you know, if you want to wait a little bit, the weekly chart's still bearish, but at least it's turning bullish, so you can try to get ahead of that if you want to. The daily is already bullish here, but again, you can see what the bullishness really does, right? When the weekly is still bearish, it doesn't really give you much oomph and momentum. But it looks like it's in the process of turning over right now. So if it does, but you see how it tried to turn over here, but it didn't. If you want to make it easier, you can just like wait for everything to be green, then buy. That may make things easier. But I'd still say this is an okay opportunity just because you're buying at support. You could have your stop loss be around 87 bucks and still be okay. I think maybe you could buy some now, then double down if we have everything showing a little bit more of a positive movement ahead, where that momentum is really starting to, you know, shine through, if you will. Back over here to turbo very fast on the 5-minute chart. Just, oh, it's starting to come back down a little bit more. Talk about a big puff. I wish I had my weak zap open right now. And hey, Mo, happy to see you. Hope you're doing well. If you guys can, please make sure to hit the like button. It helps with the channel a lot. I think there's 3 things that YouTube looks at when it comes to promoting a stream. It's how long do you guys watch, which the average for you guys is about 7 minutes right now. Then it's how many of you guys like, and then how many people are commenting. That's usually what YouTube likes. That's why I always ask you guys to comment and like, because if you comment and like it, YouTube's like, oh, people are actually having a fun time in this place. Maybe we should like show it to more people. That type of stuff. Thinking altcoin season is in June. No, I'd probably say it kicks off more in July, August. We were actually looking at this yesterday, and what we found was that usually when we have these rate cuts, it doesn't kick in for about a month or 2. Even like things start to move, things start to get good, but those juicy like euphoric moments, and I think you know what I mean by euphoric, like it's like whoa, that type of big money is rolling in. That usually happens about a month or 2 afterwards on average. So I think right now is a really good buying opportunity for what's going to be happening, in my opinion, during the summer. There could be some things that don't happen, like that could happen, like what's it called now? The tariffs, right? So Trump's tariffs may just like brutally smash us to pieces here. So far, it looks like deals are being done. We haven't really heard any news, I would say, about Trump's deals, but let me find out. I'm gonna go over here to Chat GPT and just search GPT there. Has the USA done any new deals for trade since the tariffs? So we got the U.S.-Ukraine Economic and Minerals Agreement. I would say different thing. Progress with India and other Asian partners. So the U.S. is nearing preliminary trade agreements with India and Japan aimed at avoiding a steep U.S. tariffs avoiding steep U.S. tariffs announced earlier in April 2025. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick has announced the completion of a new trade deal with an unidentified country. Okay. Although deals remain undisclosed, pending approval from the other nation's prime minister and parliament. The ICE Pact with Canada and Finland. The U.S. formed the Icebreaker collaboration effort, ICE Pact with Canada and Finland. This trilateral agreement focuses on enhancing icebreaker ship production capacity to bolster Arctic capabilities and counter the influence of Russia and China in the region. That's interesting. But again, there's still stuff going on. But again, there's not really much that's happened yet. So when we have that type of news, I think we should have another reason for Bitcoin to go higher, right? Definitely another reason for Bitcoin to go higher. Yeah, no worries, Puma. Happy to help you. They got a DEI boycott thing, but I was hoping for a possible rebound on the weekly. Yeah, the weekly is probably what you're looking at right now. This is nothing short-term. That short-term target looks very choppy short-term, but you're looking at the weeklies. They're showing more and more hope. I would say hope, right? This is the worst cutter ever, and I'm sad. I'm mad I didn't go to the car and get my nice one. There you go. I just cut twice now. It's fine. Sometimes it takes more than one snip. Did I get into CEP? You gotta remind me which one that was. CEP. I hope I did. It's up 13% today. No, I didn't. If it's this one, unless it's a stock that you're talking about right here, because XT.com and Coin One, I did not have those for spots. No data from that. Oh, this is $735,000 market cap. Talking about a Cantor Equities Partners. I did not think I got into this one, because this would have been like a penny stock to me before. Wonder what's going on with this one. 4-hour chart, still grinding. It's a nice move. I have no idea what's going on with this one. I think well, you guys know I have like a notoriously bad memory, so I don't remember everything I talk about here. No, but this thing moved up really crazily. If you got into this, good job. I mean, that thing, it really spiked up like crazy. Like crazily. It's a stock, yeah, that thing spiked, man. But no, I wasn't in it. I feel like something major for the good will happen and send everything skyrocketing, hopefully. I don't think it's bad to be hopeful, since it kind of feels like we're bottoming out here amongst a bunch of other stuff. I don't think Trump is going to be going off full tariff mode again, which I think is going to be good. He may go tariffs on Europe again, I think. But I think Europe will come to the table and try to make a deal, because we got damaged, but Europe got damaged more. We got damaged, but China got damaged more. Right? I don't think that's something Europe wants to deal with again, because that can really affect the elections that happen in the European Union, which I guess nobody really wants to fuck with, right? Because they got a whole different party system out there in Europe, man. They got like 4 or 5 parties. America, we're simple. We got the 2-party system. It sucks, but it's what we got, right? Europe, they got like 5, 6 parties, and they got coalitions because nobody has a majority. Then that way, like, some people are happy, but nobody is happy. It's a very weird system. But I mean, that's just the way it works. Yeah, Cantor Equity Partnership. I wonder what they were doing. That's something interesting. Just see how fast it popped up there. I bought a crypto stock the other day, but I don't recall what I did with it, or not what I did with it, how it's performing. Like, hold on. Here. Oh, this does not taste good at all. Evonks. Huh. We'll see if it gets a little bit better as I smoke. Let me open up my phone. Let's go over to... No, I bought Buttcoin. Yeah, but Buttcoin is what I was trading. Damn, somebody's driving something fun out there in the roads. I'm trying to think. So I got Bitcoin, Buttcoin, Nero Ethereum. I got some Jasmine, got some Turbo XLM, Solana, Dogecoin, Hoppy, Fetch, Rune, PolyX, Near, AR, XRP, ATH, ICP, Link, Render, GRT, Trump, Gross, Ton, Theta, BNB, COS. Damn, I got a lot of stuff. RLC, AOZ, SWE, yeah, AGI. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. Even Arkham, Jesus. Do I got? I still got some Peanut, some Goat, some Win, some ePay, some PP, Pipe. I don't know what it is. But yeah, I still got plenty of tokens. But yeah, it was a Buttcoin. That's what I bought the other day. One of you guys was talking about, like, you know what? Who cares? Let's buy some. I think it's all rigged. Like there was only 2 guys in their 80s for our options. What do you call? It depends. Yeah. We have 2 people no one wanted to begin with. You know what? It's just one of those times, right? Just understand, you know, there's that scene in Game of Thrones where Littlefinger is like, chaos is a ladder, right? As somebody who, like, was making good money back in 2016 to 2020, when Trump came into office, I was making great money. And that chaos was good. But then at the same time, Biden was his own level of chaos here because the economy went freaking wild, of just overinflation and everything bad happening that you can imagine, right? So there was money to be made there. I just think if you make enough money, the politicians shouldn't be able to bother you all too much. What you got to worry about, in my opinion, is usually what's happening with the local governments. Like Washington is a no income state tax, but like our state legislature is trying to tax people, which would be terrifying. Like I really hope it doesn't come to that. I really hope it doesn't come to that. That'd be insane. I would move out of here permanently and I just go find a house in some other state. Then from there I'd move out to another country, you know. But gotta be careful. Like here, what states have no income tax? There's quite a few, right? Alaska, Florida, Nevada, New Hampshire, no wage income tax. Okay, that's fine. South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Washington, Wyoming. I mean, maybe I get a place in Wyoming. Probably not. You know, I'm black. But maybe go over to Texas. You know? Maybe go over to... I like Tennessee, but I don't like the humidity down there for the most part. Maybe Nevada. No, I'm too young for Nevada living, I would say right now. I don't plan on moving to Vegas anytime soon. Although that'd be pretty fun. I'm assuming Vegas is actually an expensive place to actually live. Because I imagine some of the people on the strip make some really good money. Imagine the women on tips. Oh, about making bank. Florida, no. I prefer not to get hit by hurricanes every year. Alaska, possibly. Possibly. So, you know, there's options besides Washington, but I hope it doesn't come to that because a lot of people have good incomes here because we don't get taxed. So think of the people that work for Google, the big corporations, T-Mobile, like, you know, Boeing, things like that. TV. Got to really give that some thought, you know, if they were to do something crazy. So I'm always more fearful of what my state government will do over the federal government. And I think that's because I'm in Washington State, and Washington, D.C. is so far that way. I just don't care too much. I think most people in Washington, we care more about social issues over economic issues. I think we press our local government more on economic issues instead of the federal government. Because I think we all just assume that we're always going to vote Democratic. So nobody really cares about what happens like at that level. We complain, but we're like, we're fine in Washington. We're like separated from all that shit, right? So it's kind of a different day-to-day lifestyle when it comes to the federal government, right? You hope Trump does something because you bought in a stupid price? Yeah, there's tons of people that do the same thing, man. Or how do you pronounce the name? Chisika? Chisika? I don't know if you're a woman or a man, but whatever you are, cheers. I saw from another streamer that Trump coin actually swallowed up what would have been an altcoin rally. Hopefully we still see altcoin season. I do think we're going to get that still. That Trump rally was definitely something that happened very, very crazy and very, very quickly. I mean, I'm glad I was able to take some money out of it, but that was nowhere near the profit I was expecting. Well, no, because they launched Melania token. The Melania token took down the whole thing, right? It's a little bit different there. You're a white girl. I can't go to another country because everyone hates me. You moved to Washington from Vegas. It's not too rough, but lately maybe downtown is better for cheaper fun. Yeah, I mean, I prefer Fremont Street over the Strip these days anyway. When I was younger, it was all the Strip, but the prices have gotten insane. And this is something that can I can spend some money if I want to, but if I'm gonna drop a few $100 or $1,000, like, which is rare for me, $1,000, but I better be getting like what I deem $1,000 worth of quality from that type of that type of money, which I don't in Vegas. On the Strip, so on Fremont I do, not on the Strip. I'm much more likely to take friends out to eat and stuff on Fremont Street, even a nice restaurant on Fremont Street, before I start taking them out to the Strip. Last time I took a friend out to the Strip was maybe last year. Yeah, last year I took him out to that steakhouse at the Bellagio. Prime Steakhouse, I believe it was called. Yeah, my name is Jessica and I like cheese. Oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I like cheese, but I'm lactose intolerant. It's a love-hate relationship. Alright, so we got Turbo. So we got this new day started off, guys. Turbo's up 8%. We see Maga's up 2 right now. Have a nice little surge. Anything else bouncing off over the last few minutes? Gala's up a teeny bit. Jasmine's up a little bit. Whiff is up a teeny bit. No, Turbo's taking the lead here, it looks like. This is the one making the big move. Oh, this is good. I might... Well, no. Yeah. For all the dollar cost averaging I did over here, I'm now profitable. I need more tokens to be doing this, so my bag start looking not... My bag is no longer a bag of Turbo. Which means I probably should put a stop loss in here somewhere wherever my average is, just to make sure I don't lose much of it if it decides to come crashing back down over the next few days, because that's what Turbo is looking for right now. Can I break above the order block? Can it go higher? Right now it looks like it possibly can, but man, this is a crazy surge happening right now. This is the 5-minute chart. Looks beautiful. Fremont was always better, I think. The Strip is like getting that one-time experience if you've never been. Yeah, I'd have to agree. I like the Sphere and how it looks, but man, that thing is bright. My dad worked in the Strip. Real rough to work there as a local. Most locals avoid it and go to local places or downtown. That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard for sure. Let's see. Alts are not moving. Yeah, I mean, a few are, but most aren't. Well, look at her. Hold on, look, I know. Well, Bitcoin, remember I talked about at the beginning of the stream, Bitcoin was going to have this breakout. Well, it's trying to do the breakout right now. But back then that was at 5 o'clock, right over here. We were kind of grinding up there. Right now, we'll see if we can actually have that breakout or not right now. Because we can still consolidate a little bit longer. But yeah, so Bitcoin's trying to have a move. Everything else seems to be pretty darn dormant right now. We got a few things, again, like we talked about Turbo, and that's why I'm showing it right here. But this thing eventually is going to have to like die down a tad. Again, we're in the middle of that resistance that we were just talking about with Turbo. Let me pass that out. Yeah, this is coming alive a little bit. It's tasting a little bit better. CoinMarketCap.com. There you go. Mutable X is up right now. IMX. Why don't I have this on my list? I could have swore it was on there a while ago. And of course, it didn't go. There it is. Yeah, here's another one making a pump. So there is a few right now, I would say. There is a few. Yeah, Immutable X is still doing fine. And hey, Charmander, happy to see my man. Can't stay, but I just want to jump and say hello. Hey, hello, man. Hope you're doing well. Not much is happening besides a few coins popping off here and there, but Immutable X is another coin popping off right now, which looks great. Look at that, just popping. Not much liquidity, but I'll take it here. Better than going low? Oh, yeah. Alt's not moving because Bitcoin dominance is going for all-time highs. Yeah, we were just talking about that actually at the beginning of the stream. I don't know about all-time highs. I need to talk to Benjamin about this. All-time highs is like literally like, what, 100%? But we are headed up here for that next Fibonacci level of resistance. And then from there, we should have a nice little rebound. The last rebound we had was back over here in November. Obviously, the Trump election where we saw altcoins really fly. Before that, we had another rejection back over here April 1st. How did everything do April 1st? I don't know. Actually, I should go back and check with the day. 2024, yeah. Yep. No, I mean, we saw a bit, yeah. We saw app prices come down, though. Yeah, that wasn't necessarily the best thing either for us. Let me see. Yeah, we got some more time left. I'm still using this as a buying opportunity, though, for the long run. I still think we have some good upsides here. Oh, there's the breakout. Look at that nice little thing. A little bit sooner than I thought, too. So Bitcoin's moving up a little bit more. Maybe that gives altcoins a little bit more room to run. But you can see, you know, money is not just flying in there right now. It's taking a breather here, too. We can stick for here. This one's kind of a little bit more abnormally looking, I would say, right? Sorry, not highs for this cycle. Highs. No highs, maybe? No highs? I think there'll be a lot of tokens that don't get to all-time highs, but I do think they're going to make good highs. You know, what do you even want to call them? What? I guess in my lingo, I call them peaks. You know, peaks and troughs, peaks and troughs. I hope Shiba does something crazy. Most of what I have left isn't that. Shiba usually does have some big moves here, but as far as I'm concerned, they usually happen within a very short amount of time. And so when I buy a Shiba, I'm pretty much like in a dormant, like it's just like, it's not what I'm paying attention to. All of a sudden it'll have a massive spike, and then from then, you know, I really start to go and like, oh yeah, let's buy up a bunch of this stuff, or let's sell a bunch of this stuff because it's moved up so much. But that's what makes Shiba so nice. Like, that's Shiba on the 5. We need to have Shiba on the weekly. Alright, these moves, depending on when you bought your asset, right? But that was basically 1 week. If you wanted to hold it for a while, you still made a little bit of profit, but not as much, you know? That's basically 2 weeks. That's basically 2 weeks, right? 1 week, 4 weeks, 1 week, maybe a month right there. So when they happen fast. So you just got to be aware of what you want to do with them. Let's say you bought back over here somewhere, you know, you're going to be happy if it decides to pop up. You can rotate that money somewhere else, or you can rotate it to Bitcoin and just start staking it. Or you can move it like part into Bitcoin, part into stable coins, part into high risk meme coins, right? But Shiba is one of my favorites, only because we made so much money off of it back in the 2021 cycle. Oh, sorry. Irked my neck somehow yesterday when I was out with some friends. Not entirely sure how, though. I think I was just stretching or something. Yeah, it's not bad. I think it needs to grow on me, though. On Saturdays, I should have a stream where it's just crypto and cigars, and that's all we do is like smoke cigars together and talk about crypto. I feel like Shiba isn't hype enough anymore. I also am holding a bag, but I think the hype has been oversaturated with the new meme coins. I hope I'm very wrong, though. I would say let's see if it makes all-time highs type of things, but I think it still has enough momentum, right? Like you see these monthly charts here. It still had a lot of oomph here. Especially with how high the market cap is. I might say it might be more of a market cap issue. So if I go over here to coinmarketcap.com, right? Sorry, I scratched my arm. Sheep still has what, $8 billion market cap. I feel like that doesn't make it as likely to have parabolic momentum, you know. But within the month, it can still go up what, 287%. This month was a max of 80%. This month was a maximum of around 72%. So I think it still has some upside here. But for me, I'm looking at this and I'm like, we really have to wait. This is a monthly chart, by the way. It's going to take a minute before this goes parabolic. And I'm just happy this hasn't turned out to be a token that has really like lost all of its momentum, if you will. So like ape token. Never, like no floor, nothing. Arbitrum, no floor. Amp, I don't know if you want to call it a floor, but it doesn't look good. Bitcoin Cash still doing okay. That's older stuff. We still didn't break out above that. Jesus. We are trying to break out right now, which could be okay. Crow, okay. But you know, this is an injective, or engine coin, excuse me, EOS. You know, even Ethereum Classic, I would say SHIB is still holding up a lot better, and it's still having some really nice swings when it wants to. So I think it's like, out of the meme coins, it's like proven itself, especially this past cycle. It's been able to prove itself to me that I'm okay holding on to it. That being said, you know, I will take profits eventually. I'm gonna be happy to do that. Let's see. MAGA's moving up a little bit right now. Tobo's cooling off. IMX is still going up a little bit here. But yeah, I'm so optimistic on SHIB, only because it hasn't fallen. Like, you know, one of the things was I wasn't actually as optimistic on SHIB back in 2022 because it came down all the way back down to its like 2021 levels. But Matic, this is the monthly chart. Matic disappointed me more than I ever thought possible. You know, this thing, yeah, just wasn't able to hold up. I don't know why it wasn't able to hold up. Maybe I should ask ChatGPT this. I don't know. Why has the Matic crypto coin performed so badly over the last few years? Erosion of layer 2 hype. Polygon was once seen as the Ethereum scaling solution, but since then, Optimism, Arbitrum, and ZK Sync have gained attention with more advanced roll-up tech. I would say Optimism, maybe? Optimism, perhaps? I've heard that one more. I mean, I've heard of all of these, but I think Optimism is the one to lead at this point. The market began to see Polygon as less innovative solution compared to the ZK roll-ups. Here, let's go look at this website very fast. Did I? Oh, search Google. There we go. An ever-expanding, verifiable network of blockchains powered by the ZK Sync. Chronos, Abstract, Chainlink, Fireblock, Chain Analysis, Circle, right? Nice website, though. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Yeah. UX, yeah. Build an app, build your own chain. Yeah, that's nice. Lovely website. Polygon, right? Is this the right website? Oh no, Polygon Technology. There we go. I was like, they're not even number one for their SEO shit. It's not a bad website either. It's just more informative, more boring, right? Yeah, the other website blows this one in the water. So this isn't even a bad website. It's just not as good, right? Yeah, this is definitely getting boosted by the algorithm a little bit. I gotta keep making that type of content. It seems like people like it. But yeah, Matic, hurt my soul. What do you think Bitcoin's gonna be the next day or so? I think we're gonna try to push up here towards 99,475. I guess that'll probably be the next few days, is trying to push up that high. I don't think we're going to break it above this unless we have some great news. Maybe I'm too pessimistic. Remember, I've been hoping for a move down for a minute here, and it just keeps on going up. I was waiting for the daily chart to turn bearish so I could kind of go forward with a short position. But the daily chart hadn't turned bearish yet. I have to feel the daily and the 4 hour to be bearish if I really want to start doing a short, especially when but it's not there yet. Yeah, I would expect to push back up towards $100,000 basically over the next couple days. After that, we'll see if it keeps on going higher. We'll see. But I'm still in the scale out mood right now. But yeah, I'd still expect it to be going up over the next few days. Futures are still up right now, which is good for me. I haven't heard any crazy bad economic news besides just a few poor earnings reports, which we talked about at the beginning of the stream, which was Apple shares falls. Cook says very difficult to predict tariff costs beyond June. Amazon issues light guidance noting tariffs and trade policies as factors, right? So if I refresh, there may be some new news here. Nope, no new news. Today's Thursday, right? Yeah, okay. I thought maybe they want to go home or something like that. But it's okay to work a little bit later on Thursday. China says it's evaluating U.S. overtures to initiate talks on trade. That's nice. Paid post for Nova. Okay. Photo shows Trump officials still using Signal. Amazon's ad business grew 19% first quarter, topping estimates. This is cool. Sam Altman's eye scanning ID project launches in U.S. with 6 locations. World. That's World token, by the way. This is why I bought it, because it's actual business. Yeah, World coin. I wonder, how is World doing? It's towards the bottom of my list here, but I like it. Oh, yeah. It went from around 60 cents to $1. Yeah, that's a pretty good return. Coming down over the years, though. I wonder if I should buy more of this, just because it's Sam Altman, right? Yeah, I should probably move more of this into my long-term portfolio. I know it's a startup, but it's a startup that if it works out, start blending in some of that technology, with blockchain technology, can make us some money. I'll have to move that over to a long-term account. Oh, I've been talking so much and my cigar is dying off on me right as it's starting to get a little bit tastier. All right, let's go back down here to IMX. That one's still moving up a little bit. Consolidating, but I like it. 40% to break even. Hold on. Funny enough, looking at this, this is the monthly chart. That does not seem impossible for sheep. This thing likes to have some big dips and rips, and it's at the bottom of a dip right now. So if you're lucky, it'll make a lower high here, but it should still get you back around above 0.40, then 2385. Should get you back around that place, so you should be able to do that. Be careful how long you want to hold. Of course, this thing may only last a few weeks before it decides to come back down. But that's plausible. That's definitely plausible right there. Weekly charts having a little bit of a death cross. Does death cross really do much here? Not really, because the golden cross doesn't do much now. Okay. Too much of a lagger on this one. Golden cross do anything? No, golden cross. Okay. Resting up against the 20. This is the 200 right now. And I have little pops here. Yeah, watch this one for the next few weeks. This could definitely have a really nice pop and take you right up close to it. I'm hoping Bitcoin still stays strong. That's my concern. This has to time it up to what Bitcoin's doing here. And Bitcoin's, it's okay, but it's not like great, right? Mood Dang is flying to 5-minute chart. Let's go to the 1-minute chart. For a minute, I'm just going to watch this because it looks nice. And you can see the volatility's kicking in there. I'm also holding a heavy Dogecoin bag, but when Trump started moving, it kind of piggybacked the momentum. I'm guessing because ticker is Elon. Yeah, I think that's probably right as well. I feel like Trump or Elon will do something eventually to make Doge and Shiba pump. Almost kind of feel like they want the market this low so they can have more gains when they make it go up. Probably, to be honest. Thank you. It makes me feel better. I would probably jump right out when that happens. Honestly, it's okay to jump right out when that type of stuff happens. You're like, oh, got my money back. Phew. Maybe you don't want to wait for the profit to roll in, and that's perfectly fine because you can use that money in a bunch of different ways to bring you profit. There we go. XRP? No. I mean, XRP, yes. I mean, it will make you money and stuff like that, but man, that thing popped up so high in the golden times of buying it for cheap. They kind of seem over, right? I might just split it up into a few different tokens. But I would say, again, like always, Bitcoin's always a nice, easy one for most people just to buy, hold, wait for the money to come in, get your money and pull out. Because all you want at this market is just a little bit of profit. Because not many people are able to get that these days. Hold on, Loki. Loki, you want to have a... Where's Loki at? Oh. He's in like stretch mood. He's like, I want to stretch, but I also want to play. He must have just woken up from a mini nap. Loki with his little velociraptor tail back over there. Oh, well, let me not put you next to the cigar. There we go. Gotta move. Come here. Come here. Come on. Oh, you can't. No, you can't be looking my face. That's not nice. That's not sanitary. I got some type of, what do you call it? That cream they put in your face. I don't want him licking that off there. I feel like that's not good for him. If I didn't have cream, then he could lick my face, but I definitely have to wash it afterwards. Loki. Where's Loki at? Did he go away? Loki. Loki. Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah. You good now? Yeah. He's a pampered boy. Yeah. There we go. Back over to the final. Bitcoin is safest. I was trying to send it through pretty high. Yeah, I mean, if you want more volatility, just go with Ethereum. Ethereum Solana, that's still good stuff, but you do open yourself up to a lot more risk. But I mean, again, you're opening yourself to more profit. But you know, like, even if it goes down, it's gonna come back up. You know what I mean? It's not one of those things where it'll die off. I mean, I'm assuming, right? But I haven't had that feeling from Ethereum and Solana. Although I'm more of a Solana guy, Ethereum is still a great choice as well. There we go. All right, put it over there. It's getting sunny in here for some reason. The sun's setting and it's just starting to hit over here. All right, let me do this right here. It's bouncing off my lens and hitting my eyes a little bit here. Might have to put on my sunglasses, but I don't like to put on my sunglasses indoors. I'll wear sunglasses at night, but sunglasses indoors kind of freaks me out a little bit more, right? There we go. You can see the light a little bit, but that's fine. All right, let me see what else is going on here. So Turbo's still making its move. No, we're still in a quiet little slumber. I would say altcoins generally right now are up 1% to 2%, which looks pretty nice, right? But it's not as much as you would hope for right now. I guess everything's kind of like squeezing right now. Everyone has been saying so much bad stuff about Ethereum. I mean, yeah. I mean, again, my qualm isn't really about Ethereum as much. Like, I don't like their fees. I wish they had different structure because their fees hurt. I like Tron more. If you want something long term, I can say Tron is something that's served me well. I've been talking about Tron for like the last 2 years now. Um, where's Tron at? There it is. This is Tron's monthly chart. That one's pretty nice. But maybe you want to wait for a dip. But I feel like this is eating into Ethereum a little bit here. Because say I want to transfer money over to a wallet, right? Ethereum, an exchange may... You guys all have exchanges, right? How much does it normally cost you guys to move money using Ethereum? Maybe anywhere from like $5 to $20, depending on how crazy the exchange wants to... the crazy fee the exchange wants to charge you. There's that. And then there's Tron, which is just $1. Just $1. Which I think is fantastic. Which is why I like Tron so much. But I'd say if you want something a little bit lower market cap, again, it's not low market cap. It's number 10, right? 23 billion. That's when I would highly, highly say, wow, look at that. And while everything else is down 15% year to date, 42, 14, 25, 38, Tron is down 4% year to date. So only weird thing is it doesn't really pump up like the rest of the market. So like a lot of stuff is up for the last 7 days, or I guess not anymore. I guess maybe the last 30 days if I put that up there. But Tron's not going to be with those guys. It's going to be like doing its own little weird thing, which I absolutely love. Yeah, Tron, great. I'll probably be hanging out with their team during Bitcoin Vegas. Or at least say hi. I think they usually throw some really good parties though. And their staff, their workers, they're just fucking awesome people. I don't even know what they do, but they just have a great time. Let me see. You go up to an orb, a spherical biometric device, and it spins around 30 seconds scanning your face and iris, then creates and stores a unique iris code for you, verifying that you're human and that you never signed up before. Then you get some of the project's cryptocurrency, WLD, for free, and you can use your World ID as a sign-in with integrated platforms, which currently include the OpenAI integration, right? Oh, Open API integration, with Minecraft, Reddit, Telegram, Shopify, and Discord. Okay, that's pretty cool, though. I mean, the fact that they got Reddit, Telegram, Shopify, that is huge. Starting Thursday, the company is opening 6 flagship U.S. retail locations where people can sign up and have their eyeballs scanned. Austin, Atlanta, Los Angeles, Nashville, Miami, and San Francisco. Am I going to any of these places this year? I don't think Austin this year. Maybe I'll go to LA this year and I'll go sign up for it. That'd be pretty fun. At an event in San Francisco on Wednesday, the venture announced 2 high-profile partnerships. Visa, the World Visa card this summer, available to only people who had their irises scanned by World, and online dating giant Match Group. Okay, I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe if I can... we'll begin pilot program testing out World ID and some age verification tools with Tinder in Japan. But yeah, so I'm excited about that. All right, that sounds awesome. Visa. Visa credit cards. Ah, there it is. That's what it looks like. So, the core function is elegantly simple. The World Card will connect directly to an individual's World app wallet, enabling them to spend their digital assets anywhere Visa is accepted. Okay. Both online and in physical stores around the globe, merchants can seamlessly receive fiat currency without needing to understand crypto, while individuals can gain flexibility in how they use their digital assets. There's no need to convert or transfer rewards. The card is expected to make rewards spendable with seamless crypto to fiat usability. Shit, I should probably buy more of this stuff. I know. They've come a long way from the last year when I was looking at it. I have to say that card leaves a little bit to be desired, but I still like it. Follow. Created a post. What is that flag? There's so many different colors on this flag. I don't know what it means. World and Circle bringing the USDC and cross-chain transfers protocol. Oh yeah, they're humming right now. I mean, they're humming. I'll repost that, I guess, and I'll repost this very fast. Yeah. This seems awesome. And Bitcoin's still breaking out, thank God. That's why I actually had it in Sheeb, though Ethereum ETF would send it. Well, I mean, like here, let me see. Let's go from December. December is basically when we said no more rate cuts, right? That's when Jerome Powell said no more rate cuts. We're tired of this stuff. We're afraid of inflation may spike. You saw Sheep from high to low come down around 66%, right? Or excuse me, Ethereum, 66%. You got hiccups. Sheeb came down 69%. Not that different if you think about it. Not that different at all. Yeah, so like, don't beat yourself for it. You know, there was a difference of like 4 or 5%. You know, there's not there's not really much of a change that would have had on your overall portfolio once it goes down that much. So I don't think you lost out on much. The one thing about Sheep I would say right now though is just be aware. You get all these moving averages crossing over everywhere, right? When you get all that, like with most stuff, you see a lot of volatility. Support. Close, open below it, close below it, so not much volatility. Broke above it, volatility. You're at broke down below it, volatility. You're at volatility level right now, so you have the potential to go higher. Potential. But I definitely see it there. Maybe when I get my new exchange set up and I can actually start showing you guys my trades again. Yeah, maybe we'll do a long on Sheep, but I feel like it's not going to be late enough. My friend that's setting up the accounts to me, he said he's setting everything up, but I'm not entirely sure how long that's going to take. Like the Minority Report? Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Yeah, the Minority Report, I like that guy. I think he sold his Bitcoin a little bit too early, but you know what? Who cares? He still made money off of it for the last couple of years. He just missed on that really big gain that everybody had after Trump was elected. Geez, and IMX is still going higher. It'd be fun to short this sucker, but it still can go higher from here. Back up a little bit here. There we are. Yeah, I think I should buy some more World Token. I'm curious if World Token will get a stock or not because it has a crypto token. Yeah, huh. I'm just asking if it knows about World Token and the World Company. breaking down everything they are hoping to do. Okay. Prove your human world ID, right? Okay. Digital passport. Launch a global cryptocurrency world token. Okay, we know that. Distribute wealth more fairly. UBI concept. Universal basic income concept. Interesting. So lay the foundation for universal basic income powered by crypto. WorldCoin believes that future AI and automation will create massive wealth but displace workers. Through the world token and biometric data, they hope to one day enable fair wealth redistribution globally. You can only claim once per human, preventing fraud and bot farming. Give users privacy. Sure, we all love our privacy until we want something to be helpful. Build an infrastructure for the future AI era society. Oh, they want to use it for online voting, AI interaction systems, secure login across apps and services, online reputation and credit systems tied to a unique ID. Damn. All this requires a Republican president for the next, 10 years or some shit like that. That ain't going to happen. We're so back and forth as a country. We're going to go probably Democrat next, within Republican and Democrat, Orb deployments and global adaptation. Okay. So that's pretty much what we talked about here. But that universal basic income is interesting. Possibly a UBI tool, but still. I'm going to have to do a deeper dive into that and see how they're doing everything. Maybe because I'm an influencer, I can actually have a meeting with one of them to talk, so I know how to talk about it more with you guys. I love tokens that have a company behind them, where the company's first and the token is not like an afterthought, but it's just kind of there alongside everything. Because they're putting in the work now for that token to possibly boom later on. And again, when we go back over to coinmarketcap.com, the market cap is at 1.4 billion. That's fairly cheap if you ask me, right, in the scheme of things, so yeah. Total supply is 10 billion to dollar. Yeah. I'll have to do some what's it called? Not dollar cost averaging, it's the other one, recurring purchases on that one, maybe on Coinbase or something. I think it could work out pretty well. Let's see. Turbo's consolidating. Same with IMX. Did Bitcoin hit that level of resistance? Yeah. No, not much. It's just what we were talking about earlier. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, buddy, I'm going to end this stream right now. It seems like people have calmed down a little bit here. What I'll do is tomorrow's Friday, isn't it? I might stream with you guys Friday just because I want to. I just got to figure out if I have time for it. I know I'm going to be up in Seattle tomorrow, but maybe I don't have to be in Seattle tomorrow, so we'll see. Saturday, I'll do another longer stream. I'm building myself up, I guess, to 3-hour streams. If you guys get a chance, please like and share this video, stream, whatever you want to call it. I put a video up about Trump being Pope. If you guys want to watch this, please do. One of the things I'll start to remind you guys of, because I don't have sponsors that say you have to shout out the sponsor at the beginning of the stream. That's not usually how I like to do stuff. If you guys ever go to my YouTube channel, or if you guys get a chance, please go to my YouTube channel and see if there's any videos over the past few days that you guys like. A lot of times the videos from 5 days ago, 7 days ago still matter. So you guys can see that. And I got the new content coming out, so if you guys want to watch that, you guys can. Hope you guys enjoy yourselves over this weekend here. Chances are I'll just put out a long-form video tomorrow, and what I'll do is I'll stream. I'm going to try to stream for a long period of time on Saturday, but it won't be like this when I'm talking to you guys all the time. I'm going to try to do that stream like target hit. Is that what it is? Yeah. Well, basically this guy, I'm not going to play it. He basically has a bunch of stuff going on here, but he has his room kind of empty right here. I might have a stream going over right now and talking about that type of stuff. And we'll see, right? We'll see how this works out. I won't have it be like this. It'll be more of just basic stuff. And you guys can... Oh, I can actually probably put trades up here as well. Oh, dude, this guy has 96 leverage shorts open right now. What made him do that? He's playing the long game right now for that rejection. That's what he has to be doing. His XRP is down a little bit. He's making money off of that. $200, $1,000 off Ethereum, 43x leverage. Okay. Oh, but again, if he has 43x leverage and it's down 62%, it's barely down like 1.5% then. 96. Okay, so he just opened up these shorts just recently. Yeah, he just opened up these things just recently. Okay. Okay. I can see what he's doing here. But yeah, so I'm going to try to do a little bit of stuff like this. And then once I get the new exchange step, I'll be doing that a little bit more. And we'll see how that rolls off here. What do I think about Pengu? Yeah, I can answer that before I go. Hold on, let me copy this. Pengu for me is, it's high risk. What do you want to call it? But look at that. You know, it's not necessarily the time to buy this if you ask me. It's getting rejected off of a level of resistance, but I mean, come on, it broke out above that resistance, right? That resistance. It's still moving higher. This is like a dip, I would say, but it might be worth a small purchase in here, but I might dollar cost average that small purchase even, just because it's already ran up what? Like, let's just say, let's go to the bottom, let's go over here. It ran up like 200%, still up 115%. I'd definitely be playing it safe right now. Just do small position in that sucker. It is newer though, but how much did it fall from the openings? The salvo. 95% shit, yeah. This still has some room to run, but think weeks and months. Don't think days. Think weeks and months, not days. But okay, buddy, happy to talk with all of you guys today. I'll see you guys on some videos tomorrow, and I'll try to stream with you guys Saturday for a long-term one. I think the Saturday stream I can build up a little bit more. I am losing a little bit of weight every week, and I think that's helping me like get the stamina to talk with you guys. So I'm happy that's working out. Plus the water is helping out as well. So see you guys a little bit later. Thanks.